Yo, what is up guys? I am Corbin Nesfeder, the newest member of Wiseguys, and today I'm bringing you a special deck profile. It was the deck I piloted to first place in Otakon, and so we're just going to get right into it. Alright, so for the deck list itself, obviously SS3 Goku. If you don't know what he does, you pitch a card from your hand, you skip your charge, and then you get 2 cards from your life and you put them in your energy. And then awake inside, he untaps 3 on your end step, and you can only have 6 energy, so it's not too bad. It's pretty good. We got 4 intensifying power trunks. This might be bumped down to 3, and then you run 3 digging deep, 3 this. But this card is crazy good. You get to evolve your chain attack onto him for 2, and then you attack, and he puts some pressure on your opponent. Next we got 4 boost attack Piccolo. This card's crazy. It's your super combo, obviously, so you always want 4 of these, never less. I don't care what anyone else says. 2 burst attack Sun Gohan. This is probably one of the best 3-drops in the game that we have. It's why it's as expensive as it is, and it's just crazy good. You dump your hand down to 4 sometimes, and you can just refill it. Or even after you Zeno, you can, just play this and then get so much value off of it. So next is Digging Deep Vegeta. This card's crazy good. This helped me a lot through Swiss, just to push for games and stuff. Your opponent has to deal with it. It's another way to awaken yourself. I love running 6 ways to awaken myself in any deck. So, yeah. Next we have 4 Raging Spirits on Gohan or Freehan. This card's crazy good. With the few flutes I have in here, you can flute this back to your hand and then, draw a card and just have more things to defend yourself. Next is 3 Topo. This could be bumped up to 4, but I was trying to fit other things like the burst attacks in here, so I bumped this down to 3, and sometimes this card's just a little awkward to play. In the mirror, this card's insanely good. If you can get them down in their resources, you can just clear their whole entire board and attack into it. Like, I had an opponent who had like 4 Freehans on board, and he was trying to defend, and he kept Freehanning out. So I just kept attacking into everything, and then it was perfectly fine, because I think I actually played this for 2, and then just swung into his board and cleared it. It felt super good. Next is 3 Chain Attack Trunks. Obviously, we have a few really good targets in this deck, like Burst Attack you can even get into, and then, Zeno, and then we have a little bit of Spice. Next, we have 4 Unbreakable Sun Goku. This is basically just, your 4 extra super combos. It's really good on defense. You want to use this on your defensive side when you're awakened on your opponent's turn, so you can get the full value out of it, and it's really good for going for game. Next, shout out to Richard Zapp for this little spice right here. If you don't know what he does, when he attacks a card, he KOs it after the battle, so even if it gets negated, you're KOing it. This was put in for Vegito. Never really needed it. I actually played a red-blue player who played Vegito in his main, and I didn't see it the entire game, so I sided this out, and they ended up playing it, and I didn't really have a problem dealing with it, because we have other cards that deal with it. But this is also a chain attack target, so it's pretty good. It was amazing in testing, and then throughout the entire day I just never used it. Next, I only own 2 of these, so don't think I only run 2 hits. I have 4 hits. This card's crazy good. This is the only reason I played this deck. It lets me look at your hand, and then I get to, pull 2 cards out and put them in your warp until the end of the turn. And it's just crazy good. You rip out your opponent's super combos, you rip out your opponent's topos when you're trying to go for game, and then you rip out, you could just see what they have. So like if they have like 3 negates, that you just need to bait those negates out, and if they're at 2 life, you're going to swing in with this anyway, so you'll end up getting through whatever they have, and then you can kind of count out how much combo power they have, and then go for game off of that too. So next we have 3 Kefla. This probably could have been bumped down to 2. I'm so glad I got these the day before. They were like $4. I had to pick them up. So super good card. This card just destroys apes, and this card also just like kind of wrecks Vegito once you play it. If your opponent doesn't have the Mafuba, they kind of just have to deal with it. If this survives for more than 1 turn, your opponent just basically loses the game. That's what it is. So next we have 3 Zeno. Obviously this card's amazing. This is probably the second reason why we run this deck for Chain Attack Zeno, besides hit. Next we have 2 Scientist Fu. This card is like auto included in almost every deck. It's just a far better Princess Speed Vegeta, and it's a draw 2 for 1 if you have 7 cards in your warp. So most of the times you have 7 cards in your warp, so you're not really afraid of that. So next we have 2 Flute. 2 flute because 4 flute's too much. 3 flute's also too much. I don't really like flute. This card got sided a lot throughout the entire day. It's not very necessary in the build, and I also wanted to cut for other things like the burst attacks and that. So next we have 4 Bean. This card's amazing. If you don't see this against blue-yellow aggro or even blue-red aggro, it's very difficult to win. This card just shuts off blue-yellow for a turn, and then if you have like more than one of these, like they just need to pass, or I don't know what they're doing with their life. Next is 2Es. Obviously, I wanted to, you know, I expected to see more blue-yellow, and I expected to see blue-green, so I kept this at 2 just for the aggro, and then I kept this at 2 also because sometimes Mafubuing 1-drop is super good because they don't get to bounce it back. So like if you Mafuba a Bardock, they don't get to bounce it back. So in testing there were some times where, you know, my opponent would have like all 3 of his Bardocks out, or he'd combo with them, and then he'd have like a successor in hand. I think I looked at his hand one time, and then I knew if I Mafuba'd his 1-drop, he kinda was shut off and didn't really do anything for the rest of the game. Then for sideboard, we have a 4th chain attack. Didn't really side this in too much. I think there was one time I played an ape, or SS3 apes, and I sided it in just so I saw the chain attack, because I saw the Zeno, I just didn't see the chain attack, so I was like, I need to see this next game. A 4th Topo. This was, I don't really remember what I sided this in for, actually. This might be a decent thing to cut. A 3rd Mafuba. This was obviously for the mirrors, like the red-blue. I want a Mafubi or Kefla. I want to get rid of it. I want a Mafubi or Vegito. I don't feel like dealing with it if I don't have to. 3rd burst attack. This might get bumped up to 3 in the main board. This card is just crazy good and saved me in so many situations. 2 Bodyguard Legic. This is sided in against aggro when I go second. I usually want to go second against aggro, so this would just, you know, replace flute sometimes maybe, because I'd rather, even if I saw this later, I'd rather see this over flute. I'd rather have like the 0 for 5 to defend myself. I know fluting back at Gohan's really good, but sometimes it was just dead. 2 more Whis. Again, I would side this in against aggro, like if I saw a red-blue Hyrule, I would put this in. Then we've got 2 Furthering Destruction Champa. This is kind of, you know, game 1 I just kind of dwindle my opponent down and then go for game from there. Games 2 and 3 I would side this in, and then, you know, I'd swing with like a Digging Deep and then combo this on, and then they wouldn't expect it, so they would just kind of die because I had to take the 2. So yeah. Next we have 2 Banisher Fu. I don't think this card's absolutely necessary in this deck. You have other ways to deal with stuff. Chain Zeno. So yeah, this was kind of put in. I don't really know what I would take out in the main board. I didn't side this all day, I don't think. This was just one of the things that I felt like I needed to put in, so I put it in. And then lastly, this is kind of geared towards blue-yellow, and I didn't see one up until the finals, so this is Jacko. The only time I played this was against Marcel, and I literally only sided it in just to, you know, because I thought he was running the 4-drop Bardock, and I kind of just wanted to bounce my opponent's Bardocks when they comboed with it, so they were tapped out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do subscribe to Wiseguys. Hope to do a lot more stuff in the future. I'll probably be starting the stream, so yeah, have a good one, and peace.